Welcome back. With that little, I'm guessing it went like it was a little sound and then
Yep.
silent.
Yep.
And then,
Yep.
yeah. Does Discord do that or is that my microphone you think?
That's
I feel
your
like
mic.
Discord does that.
No, it's your mic.
Nah, it's Discord.
All right.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Brothers on Air.
Oh gosh.
Music. I like the whole rambling and then action thing.
You like that?
Yeah. But then it needs to feed in and it needs to just be like hard metal rock. Just like and then we start talking.
You know what? I'll just make that a soundbite, and that'll be the hard metal rock.
It's just like the intro. It's just like an action, and we like you hear like two words from like me because I do intros, and then it's just like over us talking.
Oh my god!
All right, welcome back. Welcome to our second episode installment of the Pirates of the Caribbean. As we travel the seas in search for booty and. Okay.
We are children.
Well, we're
Oh
watching
my god!
Dead Man's Chest.
We're off to a spicy start right here. Oh my god!
We're watching the second Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes, sir.
Dead Man's Chest.
Woo!
Spicing up, heating up.
Yep.
Love these movies.
Oh
My
yeah.
goodness.
Apparently, Rotten Tomatoes doesn't, but we do.
But wait, is it that their critics or is that the audience score?
No, that was critics. I can see what audience is.
The critics are. I don't like critics on Rotten Tomatoes. Also, how many critics?
Audience
Sometimes
score
they have,
was critics was 53% with
Yeah.
229 reviews, and audience was 72% with over 250,000. That's still not good. Like, what the heck?
I don't know why people didn't like it.
I don't know. I like this movie. Anyway.
I like this movie as well. All right. Yeah. Let's hop into it. As I said, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, directed by. Wait, hold on.
Gore Verbinski.
Gore Verbinski. Written by Ted Elliott.
Pretty sure it's all the same people from the first movie, if I had to guess.
Stuart Betty. Imagine having a name Stuart Betty. That's a beta name. Jeez. All right. Starring, obviously, Johnny Depp, Orlando Bloom, Keira Knightley, and let's throw one in. Bill Nye, Bill something.
I think it's Bill Nye.
I don't know how to say it. Is it really Bill Nye?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that. There's only one man that should be called that.
I think it is. Also, Isaac, what are we drinking?
What are you drinking? What are we drinking?
My goodness.
Drinking water. That's what I'm drinking. I'm drinking water. I didn't have time to make myself tea or anything else, and I'm not of age, so I can't drink
I got some rum here, so.
Once I can, these podcasts will be a lot easier for me to get through. I'll tell you that. Sitting here talking with Thomas for an hour. My goodness.
Yeah. Don't blame you. Don't blame you.
I was gonna get some Advil before this, but I didn't have one. Didn't have one. Didn't get one. But yeah. Let's just hop right in, Thomas.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you'd like to say in this little intro, or before we hop in, or you can just start by hopping in?
I got nothing, honestly. I'm just ready. I do see though that IMDb has this article of the top 50 highest grossing actors at U.S. box office. Would you like to guess what the top 3 are?
Highest
grossing actors. Yep.
Right now?
Yep.
Or just ever?
Oh, it's ever, but.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
He's not in the top 5.
Really?
Oh.
Who is the top 5? I don't know. Who's hot right now?
This is ever, dude.
Ever?
Yeah, I just told you that.
I am.
At U.S. box office. All right, should I tell you? Number 5, Morgan Freeman.
Oh, that makes sense.
Number 4,
Michael J. Fox.
None other than my man Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Number 3. Come on, Isaac. Give me number 3.
The guy. What's his name? The guy who is she in, or what's his name?
I don't know.
The guy with the eye patch in the Avengers.
Nope. Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, really?
Number 2, Isaac. Give me number 2.
I don't know.
Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford.
Harrison
Number
Ford?
2.
Who's number 1?
All right, Isaac. Give me number 1.
I don't know.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel Jackson. That's what I said.
Yep. No, you didn't.
Nope. Number 1?
Yep.
Oh my god. How was he number 1?
Want me to tell you how much money?
He literally was like Hollywood's
lifetime grossing movie is $5,711,115,051.
Bro, him and Morgan Freeman were Hollywood's token black guy for like 20 years, I swear. Jeez, especially Tarantino, man. Like Tarantino would only hire like one black guy, and it was Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, he just recently got Jamie Foxx in there.
Yeah, until he made Django.
What a movie! What a fantastic movie. Anyway, all right, we're talking pirates though. Let's get back to pirates. All right, let's jump into this stuff.
Let's.
How does it start, Isaac? I don't even remember. I watched this movie like a week and a half ago. But I wrote down I've never liked the opening of this movie.
The opening is Elizabeth's wedding.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate it. It's awful.
What? I don't like it that much, but I do like. I said it's a good intro scene because, what did I write here?
Get close to the screen, please. There you go. Now you just look like Nick Merckx just streaming his forehead.
Oh my!
I got it, bro. Bro, what are you doing, bro?
Like one of the top Twitch streamers, and it's literally just this the whole time.
Just
so stupid. I mean, he doesn't even talk unless he's with Tim or something who makes him talk or something. He just is silent.
Anyway,
I kind of thought it was cool because it introduces the East India Trading Company, which is a big player in this new movie, and also kind of puts mystery behind the company because you just see these people, and you're like, oh, how much power do they have? Like, how are they like kind of over the authority of the governor?
Yeah,
and then you're also like, oh, there's kind of been a lot of time since Will and Elizabeth, because like Will is all of a sudden this like fancy guy now, and they went to like his and he like still works at the iron thing, which is or the what's it called?
Blacksmith.
Can't think of it. Yeah, it's kind of cool to me. But I kind of like it. It isn't the greatest. I'll agree with you. I don't really like it that much. I think they could have done a lot better. But I like the little mystery that they have to it. Yeah. All right, bro.
I don't know why. I've just never really liked it. I just don't like the aesthetic of gross rain. I don't know. I just think it's kind of dumb, but whatever. Anyway.
And it's weird that like she's just sitting there and no one else is there.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this camera is a little off. There we go. I'm not in the center now. I don't know. It's just not really my favorite. But whatever.
Yeah.
So it introduces Cutler Beckett.
Mm-hmm.
It is Cutler, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It's not Cutter. Yeah, it is Cutler. What a character.
Tom Hollander. The actor's name is Tom Hollander.
Yeah.
How close is that?
Tom
Holland.
It's, two letters, I guess.
He was in About Time. You remember him?
No.
He was the playwright guy who was like super depressed.
He was?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. He looks a lot different because like he's clean shaven and like all dressed poshly as British. But yeah.
Really?
And like, yeah.
When the heck was About Time even made, dude?
Yeah, it is interesting. But moving on.
Interesting.
First little intro. I love in this movie the first time that you see Jack Sparrow because it's so funny.
What do you first see? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what even is that prison thing? What even is that, dude? What the heck?
I don't know. It's weird when they cut to it. I'm just like, wait, why is this a thing still? This seems like really medieval.
Very.
And like this is like what the 7th. Actually, when is this? He's dating the
18th century.
Like, 18th century.
Maybe even 17th century, actually.
So yeah, early 17th century at the latest. I suppose.
No, 18th century at the latest, probably. 1700s, probably early to mid late. What? Early to mid 18th century is probably what I would guess. Yeah. 1700s.
So it's like, I don't know why they have these like ocean prisons and like
I don't know,
hanging people up. That's weird. Whack. But yeah, you just see like them throwing. It's like this like really weird like scene for a while where you're like, why are we like following this? This is like a really weird cut to this place, and then they're throwing like coffins off, and all of a sudden, Jack Sparrow just blasts a hole in the top of his coffin and shoots a bird. And my favorite part is he sticks his hand out with a gun and he looks around like in a submarine thing, and I'm like, you can't even see anything.
Okay, I was right. 18th century, between 1720 and 1750.
Okay, nice.
Anyway, yeah. What a great intro sequence to Jack yet again. It was just so. He's like, what does he say? He's like, I hope you don't mind, or something like that, and he like breaks the dude's leg off.
Yeah.
And then when he gets on the ship, he like hands him the leg.
I just love because like for the viewers, there's probably been like, how many years was it for this movie? Like 3, 2,
just a little bit.
2006, 2003, so 3 years.
Yeah.
And it's like the first time you see Jack, they're just like, here he is again. Like this is who he is. It's
big like goofy, yeah.
In a coffin, random thing, and he's just like acts like nothing happened. He puts his hat on and just like starts paddling with a foot.
Yeah.
Like it's just a great re-intro to him.
Yeah.
And then he's on the boat, and then you see the key.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
That's the next part, Thomas.
I know, but his crew, Isaac. Do Indians have a history of piracy? You know?
I don't know. Well, maybe, probably.
I don't know. That was just kind of.
Yeah. I mean, Britain traded with India. I'm sure India traded back.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's Indian pirates.
Probably. Is there? Just kind of far away. That's the only thing. You know what I mean?
Indian pirates. Shambaki Angria. List of pirates. I'm gonna look up images.
Okay, there were some. Yeah, but they're all in like the Arabian Sea, it's saying. That's why I was just kind of surprised.
Yeah, I'm sure some came over.
Oh, wait, but yeah. I'm assuming you just saw the same thing I just saw.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, okay.
Wait, that was the name I just read in the beginning.
Yeah. Alright, so I guess so. Alright.
It was Pirates fandom.
Yeah. Yeah, literally the same thing we just saw.
Okay, so...
so there was. Alright. Interesting.
Yeah. Honestly, like back then, I'm guessing any country that made boats a lot, the trading, there's pirates from there. Even not. I'm sure there's a lot of African pirates. Right. I don't know how much trading they did. But, yeah. But yes, Thomas, there is Indian pirates, I guess. We just learned.
Yeah.
Also, that whole sequence with, like, him introducing the key to them, I always find really funny. Like, he always, like, he does this thing where he just, like, says a lot of words that, like, it actually makes sense if you listen, but, like, just not listening, it doesn't make any sense at all.
All right.
It's like, I don't even know what he says, but it was like,
oh, why would he find the thing that needs to be unlocking if we don't have the thing that unlocks it or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. But also, I love the scene where, like, the dwarf guy goes, like, he goes, what do keys do? And he goes, keys
unlock things.
Oh wait, no, it's not that. It's the Indian guy.
Yeah.
I just love that. I don't know why. Every time I just laugh. But yeah. Yeah. Then it goes to, you get reintroduced to, what's his name?
Beckett.
Cutler Beckett. Who is he talking to? Is
he
talking to the governor?
Wait. Can I read this line of dialogue really quick that you were just talking about?
Yeah.
So he says, Gibbs says, so we're setting out to find whatever this key unlocks. No! If we don't have the key, we can't open whatever it is we don't have that it unlocks. So what purpose would it be serving in finding whatever need be unlocked, which we don't have, without first having found the key what unlocks it?
My goodness.
So we're going after this key! You're not making any sense at all.
That's so funny.
Oh, it's great.
It's great.
Imagine being Johnny Depp and sitting there trying to remember this in your head, and then remembering it, and then having to say it fluently, like perfectly.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sure it was like the 8th take at least.
Have you ever seen the bloopers for these movies? They're so enjoyable. They're great. I should watch them. They're actually great.
For this. I'm gonna watch them.
Oh, but yeah, we get back to Beckett.
Yeah, he's talking with Will.
William.
And he says that he left his mark, or like we each left our mark on each other, right? And obviously his was like the pirate stamp.
Do you want to know?
What did Jack leave on him?
Oh, that I don't know, but do you want to know some of that history now? Hold on. I got it here. Okay. So, and this comes up in the next movie a little bit. When in the next movie when they are on Beckett's ship and they're talking back and forth, they're bantering. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna read the dialogue to put the context here, and then I'll tell you the mark that we're also talking about. So it kind of goes along with it. So Beckett goes, "Remarkable. The last time I saw that ship, she was on fire, a blackened hull sinking beneath the waves. We had a deal, Jack. I contracted you to deliver cargo on my behalf, and you chose to liberate it." And Jack goes, "People aren't cargo, mate." And he said, "And you incurred a heavy debt to raise her up again, didn't you?" So this is the backstory here, right? That also plays into the debt to Jones.
Yeah.
So Jack was employed into this. This may be somewhat like head canon and not actual canon, but you know what?
Yeah.
This is canon, in my opinion. Yeah. So Jack was employed into the service of the East India Trading Company and was given the command of the Wicked Wench, which is a ship, right?
Yeah.
However, after he set free a cargo of slaves, his employer, Cutler Beckett, had Jack branded as a pirate and the Wench set aflame and sunk. After failing to rescue the Wench, the ship, Sparrow struck a bargain with the ghostly captain of the Flying Dutchman, Davy Jones, to resurrect his beloved vessel. Jones returned the ship to Jack in near perfect condition, except for the permanently charred hull. This prompted Jack to rename her the Black Pearl. Right?
That's kind
of sick. Wait.
That's dope.
And this is why Norrington said he is the worst pirate I've ever heard of. And then Jack followed up with, "But you have heard of me." Because Jack was branded a pirate because he had freed people rather than stealing anything. So Norrington had his final sense of duty. Norrington with his sense of duty knows that Jack had been branded a criminal, not for actively being a terrible human being. Norrington is torn between his duty and as a naval officer, knowing that Jack is right. And lastly, sorry, let me turn this sideways so I can read it. Lastly, he freed exactly 100 people. That's why his debt to Jones was 100 souls. Davy has a sick sense of irony after all. Jack freed 100 souls as a consequence. His ship got sunk. Now his ship has been raised, and a consequence he has to enslave 100 souls. This explains his reluctance to actually pay back his debt. That's where the 100 souls come in. That's where the pirate brand comes in. And that is why he is wanted by both men. And that is why Norrington has heard of him in the past as being a terrible pirate, when in fact he was just being a good guy. Mildly interesting.
That is interesting. Some of it does just kind of seem like...
Some of it's mild headcanon, but you know what? It kind of makes sense. It kind of does.
Yeah, no, it does. It does. Pieces add up.
All right.
Pieces add up, at least.
I don't know if that could have been from like the novels that have spun off of these movies. Whether or not they're canon or not is kind of an argument to be had with Disney.
Yeah.
And, their whole decanonization of a bunch of stuff. But who knows? That's just a little bit of backstory that I really enjoyed when I found out.
They should do more pirate stuff.
They're planning on it.
That'd be cool. If they get Johnny Depp, that'd be cooler. But...
They're still fighting for it. Jerry Bruckheimer's fighting for it. Okay, good. Actually, something interesting about that. After I watched this movie, I watched a bunch of like interviews and just behind the scenes stuff with Johnny Depp and stuff. After he dropped the last movie, this last one that was kind of poo. It was just very whatever. He went on Ellen, and Ellen was like, "I heard you have like 3 more in the works." He goes, "We do?" And she's like, "Yeah, how long are you gonna keep doing this?" He's like, "I don't know. I'm gonna be like 70 years old, still up here as Jack Sparrow." So Allegedly, there's like a lot more that are still wanting to be worked
funny.
on, and I have heard this. Yeah, the whole Justice for Johnny thing is going on. Apparently, Jerry Bruckheimer is still really pushing for him to be in it.
Good.
It'd be awesome if Gore Verbinski came back and actually directed and made some good ones again. But who knows? Allegedly, there's still supposed to be more. So.
Yeah.
And you know Disney, they're gonna milk the crap out of it as much as they can.
Yeah. Hopefully they do with Jack though, because like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could see them being, or like Johnny. I can see them take that on, but it's all BS.
Yep.
All right.
Anyway.
Jack runs into Bootstrap Bill.
Yes.
Syphilis mark on his hand,
dude,
or whatever.
Can we talk about? Did you write anything down for this? Because I did.
Yeah, I did.
I had never like actually intently listened to this dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
So good and like kind of sad, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I said, bro. The line where he says like unable to move, unable to die, Jack. I never like thought of that.
Yeah,
that, like
he was the only one that stuck up for him in the mutiny.
Yeah.
And he couldn't die when they shoved him to the bottom of the ocean, tied to a freaking cannon or whatever it was.
I never thought of that like it was a cannon. I never thought of that like in the first one where they're like, oh, we strapped him to a cannon and like threw him in the ocean. Only later we found out we needed his blood to free the curse. I'm like, so the curse was active then.
Yeah.
So like he couldn't die.
Yeah.
I never thought of that, dude.
Yeah.
That is super sad. And like the only way to get out of it was to sign a contract.
It makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, I would. Are you kidding?
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, 100%. But yeah, it's wild. That dialogue is really good.
Yeah. He gets the black spot.
That actor, whatever his name is, Stellan. Okay.
Yeah.
Skarsgård, with a circle above an A.
Is that Norwegian?
Is a good actor. I think so. I guess.
Swedish.
Yeah. But he is good. He's a good actor.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you see, after that, right? You kind of see the first hints of what's it called? You see like the Kraken, right? Like attack the boat.
Do you? Oh, maybe. Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
The fishing boat.
I like, because my next note is I like how they like hid it in mystery of like they heard like noise right underneath, and then they just like it takes a wide shot and the boat just kind of like cracks in half and sinks down. Which I'm like, the other times obviously like later on in the movie you see like the tentacles come up and stuff, but as like a first indication, I love that they like didn't just show the Kraken right away.
All right.
They like really. This is what's good about this movie, and what's good about movies that can do this. They built up like seeing the Kraken like differently. Like you just see him kind of crack a ship and take it under like completely. Then you saw his tentacles destroy a ship. Then you saw him like, all right, well, I didn't want to get into it. Yeah, I don't really care, right? You kind of like lead up to finally like seeing the Kraken like fully, like his mouth, at the end of it. And it's like such a good progress of like. Starting with a very little without actually having to show him all the creature, which a lot of movies do nowadays, where there's like, here it is right away.
They did the same thing with Davy Jones. It took exactly an hour into the movie until you saw him.
Bro, it's literally an hour on the second that you see him. That's amazing. Because I was thinking, like I was watching the movie. I have this as a note. I was watching the movie. I was like, man, they like only put Davy Jones in this in like an hour.
Yeah.
And then like when he finally shows up, I roll back. I look at the time, and it's literally like 59, and roll over to 60, it's Yusu's foot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's amazing. It's so dope.
Yeah.
I love that.
But
yeah.
The next you have like Will searching for him.
Mm-hmm.
A couple things here. First off, when he was like asking around, and the guy, the final guy that he asks, says something. What does he say? Oh, there it is. That he said he knows an island where the long pork is very good. Long pork is a euphemism for human meat. Real
That's
nice.
Funny.
Real good. But when he was on the boat and being rowed out, that was probably the only time that I really noticed bad CGI.
Really?
It was extremely apparent that they were like in a studio and like it's like the close up of them and like the background just looks like very obviously a green screen.
There was one time where the boat, what's his boat? Davy Jones' boat called?
The Flying Dutchman.
Flying Dutchman. The Flying Dutchman like came out of the water, and the water coming off the boat just kind of seemed fake. It was like light.
Oh really?
Like, yeah, I gave it away. Even like I have this written down in later on, like when Jack is trying to run away from the tribe and he like is falling, he like that stick got caught and then he like starts unwinding and falling down and stuff. Like you can kind of tell it's like all CGI because there's something like he's kind of floaty a bit, but like that's still really good, especially for 2006. What are you looking at? What are you looking up, Thomas?
Sorry, I just something occurred to me and I didn't remember if it was legit or not, so I just looked it up and it was.
What?
We're not. I mean, I can say it now, but we're not there yet. I just didn't know if. So this film and the third film were filmed, simultaneously. That's the word. And
parallel.
Yes, I didn't remember if it was scripted or if it was in the script that Barbossa was coming back, and it was not. So the reactions at the end of all the actors seeing him come back after not seeing him for 3 years were genuine. So I don't know if that was a thing or not, so I just looked it up really quick.
Wow.
Anyway, so we're on this Scooby Bop. The Thing.
Yeah. Wow, look at that. That's funny.
Yep, you're welcome.
I did
that just for you. We're on the island, right? So we got to the island.
Oh yeah. Also, I really like what this show has done for me has like obviously made me watch more intently, and like I have in like a bunch of movies I've finally actually been paying attention enough to kind of put like things together where I'm like, oh, where like Jack like got the black mark, right? And then he's like freaking out and he's like, get to land now. And then all of a sudden, like, oh, the Pearl is washed up here because he just wanted to get to land really, really quickly.
Yeah.
And then they just got captured by this tribe.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, like I knew that, but I never like actually put it together in my mind.
Yeah.
And it's just funny.
Yeah, like when they're on the last time you see them, they're like, "Do we have a heading?" He's like, "Land anywhere, go now."
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of cool that you can see the Black Pearl in its entirety, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And that's not the only time because you see it in the next movie too, actually, in the locker. But I don't know, it's the first time, so it's pretty cool. What else did I write here? Oh, okay. So Will gets captured, gets taken to the village, sees that Jack is there. Okay.
Yeah.
Two things. Have they been there long enough that Jack knows the language, or is he literally just speaking gibberish? Because sometimes it's like, oh, he's actually saying things, and other times it's like, no, he's not. There's no way he is.
I feel like he like picked up on a couple things because like I don't know, he has like conversations where like sometimes it'll be like a couple words, and it'll be like, oh, you could kind of like pick that up with like just being there a couple days,
right?
Or like one of them he turns and he goes. Like I think he's like mushy mushy, and then he like goes and like, big fire or something, and then like that definitely was like he's just saying like random like words, and then other times he does like a long sentence,
right?
Like I think when he was talking to him about like putting him like away with the rest of the people, like it was a long sentence, and so I don't know how long they've been there. I wonder how long. I mean, they said that the cages have only been built till after they got there, and it was a bunch of
dude, again, another thing that I never noticed and never picked up on until I watched this movie again.
Yeah, that's wild.
Just never noticed.
I think I picked it up like the last time because I remember being like, "Oh yeah, that's gross." And creepy. But also, I love these natives. How like they kind of like portray them as like just like regular whatever Hollywood natives. We're like rah, and they just like capture whatever they see that's not theirs. But also like. When Will is all trapped and he's like swinging a sword around, they all just kind of like look at each other like, "What the hell is happening?"
Until it gets to one guy.
Yeah, they're like kind of like the dumb like native type thing, but also like smart and like witty sometimes. Where they just kind of like pause and they're just like, "What is happening?"
Yeah.
There's like a couple scenes like that, like the kid with the knife and the fork.
Yeah.
Like looking at him.
Grabs the knife out of his hand and he runs away.
Yeah, or like the girls at the end where they're like the ladies where they're throwing fruit at him, and then he runs and like jumps off, and they look over like, meh, and they just walk away.
Yeah,
it's so funny. It's great. I love how they like made those characters. Also, the little bird, the bird foreshadows it, which is cool in the beginning. When like Will is walking into the island initially, like the parrot comes down and he goes, "Don't eat me, don't eat me."
Oh yeah.
And I was like, and it's like, oh, that's actually really cool.
Yeah.
I never like. That's kind of something that you probably pick up on your second watching, unless you like remember what the bird says for some reason further in the movie.
Right.
But I thought that was cool.
Yeah. And then we go back to Elizabeth here. Back at Port Royal.
Yeah.
Quick. First off, I have to say one of the most satisfying deaths in all of these movies is Beckett's right-hand man when he finally dies in the third movie. It's so good because I hate that guy so much.
Ooh.
I don't remember his name, but
yeah. I hate that guy.
I mean, good on him because we're supposed to hate him, but like, oh my god, I hate him. It's terrible. But yeah, Elizabeth like gets away and escapes, but again, there's some more fantastic writing here. When Beckett is like, currency is now the currency of the realm, and I was just like, like you, like it's, you know, like I'd heard it before and I understood it, but like I didn't appreciate how good that is.
Yeah,
it's excellent. Cool. It's good. But then we go back to the island. We go back here, but before that, we see these two idiots freaking rowing around.
Oh my gosh,
dude!
I love those two. I like how like the skinny taller one turned Christian all of a sudden.
That was so good. You get credit for trying. You know you can't read, right? It's the Bible. You get credit for trying.
So funny. I love those two. They're great. Or like later on, I like how that guy always has like, he just like almost breaks like character in a sense, and then starts talking like super intellectually, and then like falls back into being a dumb pirate.
All right.
Like when all three of them are fighting at the beach in the end, and he's like, well, or like what's it called? Norrington's trying to like is fighting to reclaim some lost honor. Will is trying to avenge, or no, Jack is fighting for his like his own greed, and Will is trying to like make up for, I don't know, some like it was like, I don't know how it was worded. I really want to look it up, but it was really funny.
It was good.
What is that guy's name, by the way? The character.
I can tell you.
Ragetti.
Is it really?
Pinto and Ragetti. What the heck? I don't ever hear their names.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Ew, I don't like that.
They have to be some of the best comic relief, like ever. Also, that whole their conversation of how to pronounce the Kraken or Kraken. That is legitimately complete fan service, because this was a conversation that they were having backstage, like just people. I don't know if it was them, and they're like, you know what, this would be good to put in the movie. A, as a little bit of comic relief, and B, as like an explanation of like, this is how you actually say it, guys.
Yeah.
Kind of good.
Oh.
Kind of good.
That's cool.
Kind of good.
Yeah. I want to find this.
What are you looking for?
I want to find this thing. I'm sure it's at the end.
What, the dialogue at the end?
Yeah, I'm close. I think. Elizabeth. Wait, do they not have it, man? And I want to read it. I don't want you to read it. Find it, Thomas. It's my turn to read something. Oh, whatever. There's this one where, like, Ragetti goes, the dichotomy of good and evil.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny. Yeah, I don't know. I can't find it, man. But let's just keep going, because we don't want dead air while we're finding this.
Okay. Go for it.
Alright, what are we on next?
Let's see, where am I now? We already covered that the cages are made out of bones. The integrity of those cages is quite incredible, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
I said, Jack running from the tribe is still just one of, like, the best scenes of cinema. Like, it's just so like great. It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? Oh yeah. Then they go to see her.
Yeah. What a creepy.
Okay, what are these locations? They're pulling up. The island looks incredible, and then they get in, and it's like all like gross and like Louisiana marsh, swampland.
I don't remember what the island looks like before they pulled up.
It looks so cool, dude. It's like amazing.
Oh, I don't know. It's kind of also like how like, I like how. Oh, I think I have a written down thing for this. I like how Will again is like the little like us as a viewer multiple times.
I wrote that down
as
well. It's
always him and Gibbs, which is kind of like, oh my gosh, The Hobbit when
right
Bilbo and like that one
Balin,
Balin are like always talking to each other and stuff, but like Gibbs is telling him about like who this chick was, I think.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Yeah. And then, or like, I think it was something before, and then he led into like talking. And then he just goes something like her. And then he's like, her. And he's like, yeah. And then just like leaves it. Doesn't explain it more. Just so like us as a viewer can be introduced to him just as Will is. Like, like what the heck is this? Like, who is this chick?
Yep. So good.
But,
so
yeah.
Good. I said her, Tia Dalma's, like, house place is such a cool set. They did so well with that. It looks awesome.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I think it's interesting. Also, he got his compass from her.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I wonder how he got that. I'm sure there's some other canon for that, but I don't really.
Yeah.
He didn't know that. But that's cool. Wait, I thought he got it. Actually, no, I don't know where he got his compass from. Because he had it. Remember the newest movie? Like as a kid, he was like, or a younger person, he was. I don't know. He had it in one of the flashbacks because I remember him like dangling it or something random.
I don't know.
But yeah, then where do they go? Is this where they finally meet? The Dutchman.
It could be. I wrote nothing down until then. Yeah, I think it was. Well, no, yeah, it was because she throws the things and then it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forget about that.
Yeah.
So
a touch of destiny. Oh.
Yeah, that was really good. Wow, what the heck?
Oh yeah.
Is this us like another thing that I didn't really think of, which like I kind of thought it was like, oh, Jack like purposefully, like let him go there, knowing he was going to be captured and stuff.
Yeah.
Which like I knew because even later like, Davy goes like, oh, like you tricked your boy, or you don't want it back, or something like that. And I'm like, oh, but it's just kind of like interesting to watch it again and actually pay attention for once. But yeah, again, as we said, at exactly the hour mark, you see Davy Jones. It's so cool the way they did it. Bill Nye or Nay.
Nah, it's not.
Literally, like, I think carried this movie on his back. I love him and Jack. Like, Jack is already there. Jack is a staple in this, right? He was like in the first one. But this dude, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I can't think of any other way that Davy Jones could have been played but the way that this guy did it.
Yeah, he did super well.
He's amazing. He's such a good actor.
Yeah.
Like, I look at Davy and I don't even think about, I mean, there's a lot of tentacles all over his face, but I don't even think about the actor behind it because it's like this guy is just playing Davy Jones.
Yeah.
He's great.
One thing I wrote down before he comes out, though, I never realized, again, when Will first gets on the ship and there's like the dudes that were like when they were shipwrecked and stuff, and there's like, you know, there's the guy that washes up and comes out and he doesn't have a face.
Yeah.
It's because his face was sucked off.
Yeah. I noticed that as well.
Like, I always remembered it happening, but I never you know.
Yeah, I remember at first being like, oh, is that like one of his guys, like how he killed him or something? But I was like, oh no, that's definitely a suction cup when I saw it again this time. Yeah, that's wild. I don't know how that happened, but
I don't know, but that was something that like Gibbs was telling Will when they were talking about the Kraken.
Yeah. Honestly, I did not write that much. I have a lot of notes in like the first two like half of the movie.
Yeah, same. I just said what's it right here? I said I thought it was funny that when Will was like fighting the dudes and he like cuts the guy's guts, just like fish just spill out, which is kind of funny. What else did I write?
I think it's interesting. You kind of get like a look at like Davy Jones and how he gets his crew. Like he literally just like attacks, and like I mean he in this case like attacked this boat and then found these like people who are on the brink of dying. I thought it was interesting because like he looks at him and he's like, "You are neither dead nor dying."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, so like that's who he goes for, is the even like dead and or dying people."
Right.
Or like the there's a great intro of Davy Jones. Like you see him kind of like the soft side, like I mean not really soft side. He's like do you want to like escape this wretched world and the pain? Right. And then like the Christian on the left was like, don't listen to him.
Oh yeah.
And Davy Jones was like, do you
not Catholic, probably Jesuit or something.
And then he like cuts. And he's just like, death it is then, and they like kill him and throw him over.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just like, wow, a lot is happening in this first scene. It's great.
The CGI for him also is so good.
Oh,
it's incredible.
It hasn't aged a day. When they say CGI, it doesn't age well.
That's so good. If it's done well, it looks fine.
I don't know how, but it's so good. That and Avatar, man, holding on strong.
We can talk about that at a different time. Where do we go now? They need a crew. They need a crew.
Oh yeah.
No, they don't need a crew. They need 100 souls. That's what they need.
Yeah.
He has 3 days.
Dude, whenever they go to Tortuga, it's just like, okay, it's Tortuga.
I know. But
it's just like
I wrote the fall of Norrington was a hard fall.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that was kind of bad.
That is kind of cool. You kind of see the background of like how Norrington like was chasing them, and then they give like a little hint to like a hurricane was there or something.
Yeah.
And then they like tried to sail through it.
Yeah.
Which is like wild, which probably happened on the seas, that there's hurricanes in the seas during that time. And you're in a freaking wooden ship.
Yep.
With freaking, I don't even know, what do they make sails out of?
Canvas, probably.
Canvas. I know that they did make some out of, I saw something on TikTok. They made it out of hemp.
Probably.
It like was more resistant to water and was like also tougher.
Right.
Which, I mean, hemp rope was a thing for a while. But yeah, the next thing I have down is the dice game, to be honest. So that's...
I didn't even write... I wrote nothing until I just said the Kraken is huge.
I said the Kraken looks cool. Or it looks good.
Yeah.
No,
what about the dice game, my sir?
I think it's interesting when they're on the Flying Dutchman and you're just like painting through the creatures or like the crewmates, and you're just like, oh, this guy's like a lot, like each character of those are very different, are very different. Like, I always see that one guy with the shell on his head, and I just hate that guy. I hate him. I don't know why.
The one from the end of the movie, that one?
Yes.
Why?
I just think he's like a joke.
Yeah, he is.
And I'm just like, why is he on your crew? It's so gross and weird.
I don't know this for sure, but I think all of them except for Bootstrap Bill, all were added in post. Bootstrap Bill's was like a 4-hour ordeal to get his makeup done.
As well. Yeah. I mean,
and that's the only one that I saw in the behind the scenes bloopers such that had all the makeup on.
All of them are way more than Bootstrap. I mean, Bootstrap gets worse over the movies.
Right.
But that is, a little... I wonder what that... It's kind of like Jack's little syphilis patch.
Yeah, his little scab.
Bigger. Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently that wasn't... I said this last time, I had to correct myself. It wasn't a prank on Jack, or on Johnny. It was a prank with Johnny and the makeup artists on the other people.
Oh. That's kind of funny.
Yeah. They just progressively make it larger.
That's funny. But yeah, then you get to the Kraken, and who is it? What is it? The Kraken?
With
attacking the ship.
Will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's attacking the ship that he is on, that he escaped from. Okay, yeah, that ship went through some hardship.
Yep.
Well, look at that.
Yep.
Spitting bars.
Nice.
But you got. It's also kind of, it's funny because that thing was like, that ship was in, like, Elizabeth was on there, and then Will was on there, and Elizabeth was looking for Will. Yeah. And then all of a sudden that ship just dies.
Oh, like, now I remember. Yeah, the Kraken gets taken down, and he somehow survives, right? And then doesn't he like wash up on?
He sneaks onto the ship.
Yeah, onto the Pearl, right?
No,
doesn't he?
No, he sneaks onto the Flying Dutchman. Remember, so the Kraken destroys the ship with Will and like the random people,
right?
And then the ship comes up, and they're like, no sign of the body. He like the sea must have been taking him, and then Davy goes, I am the sea. Yeah, and then Johnny, and then there's like, oh, what should we do with these survivors? He's like, there are no survivors. And then you see Will kind of.
Oh yeah.
And then when he's like, the chest isn't safe. Go. You kind of like, it pans out and you see Will climbing into the front of that like jaw part.
Yeah.
And then the next time you see him is he's all soaked and wet and swimming on the shore when it dove underneath the water.
Right.
Imagine it diving underneath the water, and then all of a sudden you see Will just like kind of floating up.
That's when I wrote. Okay, now I remember.
Yeah.
Because I wrote down. I wrote down sea turtle's mate. And I was like, wait, when does he say this? When he gets onto the island when they're there. Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah, he says that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought that was funny.
The Kraken. The Kraken looks good.
Yeah.
It's good looking.
Apparently, they didn't know how to animate it because they had literally no frame of reference. So they looked at the 1950 or 1960 King Kong vs. Godzilla, in which there was an octopus crawling across miniatures. So they used that. I don't know. Never seen it.
It's so weird.
I know, but apparently that was a thing. So that's what their frame of reference was.
Yeah, octopi are hard to animate. I mean, Disney, like, I saw some thing of like Disney's animation over the years and stuff, and they were like, the octopus in Finding Dory was like super hard to do.
Yeah,
but like they got it, and then I think they they reuse like a lot of their animation stuff.
Yeah,
like how they like car. I mean, this is going off topic. I feel like we talked about this before.
Probably.
Like the way they animated like cars. When they were animating cars, they had to make like a new program so the car would like drive along the road and keep on the path instead of like having to like animate it like stationary and stuff like moving. So the animation could actually move, which they like reuse later on for. They reuse in Soul with the directors or whatever as they move along, like the 2D like weird things. It's like the same thing. Yeah.
Oscar-winning movie, by the way.
Oh yeah, it did win an Oscar.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised with that at all.
Great movie.
0%.
I've been told that it is a bad movie. You know what? I'm not friends with those people anymore. So.
Yeah, you kill them.
Yep. In the ground.
I killed my friend that said it was bad. I wish that Apple's going off on a little tangent. I wish Apple's they made like a Irish or a Scottish movie or something with like about wolves and some little girl.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, I like that a lot, and I hope that was nominated. If it wasn't, I would have been a little upset. It also has Aurora in it, the singer, which I like her music. But yeah, all right.
Anyway,
now we're on the little Mexican standoff.
Yeah.
Also,
what?
Before we get to that, I really don't understand the little love triangle thing, or like the little weird love thing between Elizabeth and Jack.
I don't know. I like how he just like randomly proposed to her, just like before they were on the Mexican standoff on the thing. He was just like, "What if we get married?" And she's like,
"Yeah,
what?"
Yeah, I don't know. Like I get like Jack kind of. I just don't get like Elizabeth is really out on this whole thing to find Will, and then all of a sudden she sees Jack and she's like, "Oh, I don't know if I want Jack or Will," and it's like, what the heck?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I feel like you would have made this decision up, like, last movie. It makes no sense.
I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
It makes absolutely zero sense. Yeah.
Anyway.
Right, so they're on the island.
I said Dumb and Dumber spectating is hilarious.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, I got the quote up here.
Oh, did you?
So it goes, how this all gets screwy. So they're all fighting, right? And they show up, and he goes, well, each wants a chest for himself. Mr. Norrington, I think, is trying to regain a bit of honor. Old Jack's looking to trade it, save his own skin. Then Turner, I think he's trying to settle some unresolved business twixt him and his twice-cursed pirate father. Sad. Such a good line. And then they just go like, then it was like, and then he's like, that, like, chest must be something, like, special. He's like, and then he just goes, very tempting. And then there's like, us as good, like, people or something. We should take that temptation away from them. And then they just go steal it.
Yeah.
It's funny. I love those two.
But there's like a little thing on the IMDb trivia page, which frequent reader of that. That just talks. I'll just read it really quick because I thought it was interesting. A popular pirate punishment was marooning. A pirate who was being punished was put on an island and left, sometimes for a few days, sometimes permanently. The, quote, dead man's chest is a small rocky island, so called because of the rocks reminded pirates of a rib cage. It has no water or shade and is so low that waves frequently wash over it. To be marooned on the chest was to be given the death sentence under the broiling Caribbean sun. Kind of interesting.
I wonder what it would be like to be an actual pirate.
Probably terrible. Very smelly.
Honestly, I think I'd do well. I'd own it. I'd either be captain or second.
Bold.
Or I'd be the guy with the whip. Or I'd be the small one. I'd get into a gang.
Like Mr. Shmee?
Yeah, is he the small one? I like how is that his name?
No.
What?
He's from...
Wait, is he from Peter Pan? That's funny. I'm talking about the dwarf in this movie. I like how
the little person, Isaac. Like, my gosh,
he's always like what?
The little person, please.
The little person, whatever. Thomas, the dwarf in this movie the midget in this movie is always like spectating whenever they're doing anything. Like,
I know
they were trying to lift anchor, and he's just like standing on top, like yelling at them.
Yeah,
and it's so funny. Or the next movie with the classic scene. But we'll talk about that then, you know?
Oh, I think I know what you're talking
about.
Yeah. I just said this whole island sequence, is one of my favorites of any of the movies. It's so good.
It. The choreography between, just like the three of them is really good. I thought, like, it's also just kind of funny as they, like, go along and they, like, have a conversation. Like, where Jack, like, convinces
he's like, hold on a second.
Yeah, it's actually his fault. And then Jack does like a little like parkour roll off the roof, and he like surprises himself that, like, he is alive.
Yeah,
it's great. And then also the scene where Dumb and Dumber, I kind of like that. I was like, sit up, ugh, you mug. That's not what I look like. This is you. You can't really see. Ew. So Dumb and Dumber and Elizabeth are like running, and they only have two swords, and so they're constantly being like, sword, and then they fight and they throw it back. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Like every time I love that sequence.
Yeah.
But yeah, then you get introduced to just like the dumb guy.
Altivo? Isn't it Altivo? Isn't that what he calls his body? Altivo or something like that?
I don't know why. I just think he's not even cool. I think it's just because every single one of those like pirates look cool, and he's just like a stupid shell on a body, and he just looks dumb.
I don't really care.
I don't know why.
I don't care either way. Apparently, he's just very offensive to you.
I'm like, get off my screen. You're not fun. Ugh. So annoying. A waste of time.
Anyway, so they fight. They get back to the beach. Jack had put the thump in the jar of dirt, and Norrington noticed it and took it and ran away. And got away.
You know what I like in this movie is actually my last note, because I really just I gave up writing notes at the end of the movie.
I have like 5 more.
11 at night. They're really good at like showing something and giving hints towards something like really quick, for like a couple seconds. Like Norrington goes up to the boat, right, and then like sees the paper, and like has the paper in his hand. So you're like, oh, he's gonna take the papers, obviously. Right. But then he like sees the dirt, and then he looks at the jar, and they have the scene where like he looks at Jack, and he's like, huh. And then the next time like it pans back, you just see Norrington like stuffing something in his jacket and then running away. Right. So you're like, oh, did he stuff the papers in? Did he like take something? Right. Or like earlier in the movie when you're at the girl's house, what's her name? I forget what her actual name is.
What are you talking about?
The witchy chick.
Tia Dorma?
She's like a goddess or a god of the sea.
Oh, then it's Calypso. But that's not actually what it is just yet, but yes. But yes, her.
Whatever. Like you see, so the monkey's there, and like as they're leaving, and you see the monkey like grabbing onto like a pair of boots of like somebody.
Yeah.
And then like you leave, which is like a hint towards, you know, what we already talked about at the end, where Barbossa is back. But like, I don't know, stuff like that they're really good at, or at least the director is maybe it's a director's thing.
I agree.
But yeah. So
Tia Dalma.
We have that.
Her name is Tia Dalma.
Tia Dalma.
Yep. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I agree. I only had a couple of things left. First off, the whole "I've got a jar of dirt," completely improvised. Everyone knows that, but it was improvised.
Wait, really? That's funny. I don't remember that.
Yeah, it's improvised. So the reactions of like Will and Elizabeth just being like, that was like legit.
Wait, like him falling and stuff was improvised.
From when he says, "Hey there, fish face," he calls Davy Jones fish face, all the way to when he pans across and he holds up the thing. That was all improvised, unscripted, which is kind of rad. I love how the Dutchman has revolving cannons.
Yeah,
so awesome.
Triple guns.
Yeah, I don't. That's so good. I really hate Will's little kitchen knife. I hate it.
Yeah, his knife from his dad.
I hate it. It's the worst thing. They couldn't have made it like curved and like a cool like cutlass looking thing. No, it had to be like a little like paring knife that you'd use to peel an apple.
It's like a butter knife.
Yeah.
Just like maybe a little sharper.
God, I hate it. I hate it so much. Yeah. It's so lame.
Yeah.
I love the shot where Jack comes back from ditching the boat, and he steps on the rifle, and it pans up, and it's like just a silhouette with the sun behind him. Such a cool shot. Absolutely love that. Cool.
I like how they did the slow-mo with the bullet.
Oh, yeah.
Like because they use slow-mo sparingly. Some movies use slow-mo way too much.
Yep.
And I feel like that's like the first time they used it this movie. And it looked cool.
Don't know.
I feel like definitely. Honestly. Yeah. Also, I like how the Kraken like learned and evolved almost.
Oh yeah.
Like they shot its tentacles the first time, it was just doing this like little stupid crawl up as it always did.
Yeah.
And then the next time it came up, it like shot up and stabbed itself into where the cannons were, like just super quickly.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's cool. Like he's pissed and he's going ham now.
Yeah.
And then like, yeah, I mean, and then it's also interesting. Like then you find out it's like, oh, he's really only there for Jack. And then the next time you see him, he comes up just with his mouth because he's there to only eat Jack.
It was Keira Knightley's idea to handcuff him to the thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Was he just supposed to stay behind originally?
No idea. I just saw or read that when they were talking about scripts and things and such, she actually suggested it. Speaking of that scene, the kiss between them two was not in Orlando Bloom's script, so his reaction was genuine, which is kind of interesting.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah. Interesting.
Like, it's so annoying.
It's
like I get the kiss as being like Jack kind of likes her. Like
I think it was more of like her guilt and like a goodbye. Do you know what I mean?
Whatever.
I think that's what it was.
It's just like why? Like why is it now? Like I don't get it. I get Jack liking her just because like Jack did in the bit. Like
I think it's her just feeling guilty. Honestly, I think it's her just feeling guilty.
Yeah, I don't know.
And maybe it's also her like accepting the fact that she's now a pirate because he also calls her a pirate, which I thought was interesting. Don't know.
I guess, yeah.
I'm sure there's some theories.
I do like at the end, Jack, like when he's facing the Kraken, he gets all spit on. He gets his head and he puts it on, And he kind of just like, all right, like is like owning that he's about to die.
Yeah.
He just grabs his sword and he like charges.
Hello, beastie.
It's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
I remember watching that for the first time, and I was just like, no, he's gone!
Yeah.
I remember that.
That was wild.
Yeah. That was good.
That was
Great CGI, again, like you said earlier, of the Kraken.
His teeth did look, well, there was like a couple times where it was like, the first time before he roared, I was like, these teeth look kind of smooth, like way too smooth. I don't know.
Maybe they are. Like, I don't know.
It's just like kind of like lighting or like something. I mean,
I guess octopus have like a beak though, so that's kind of different.
I mean, it's a freaking Kraken. He's gonna have like a serrated mouth. But it was just like the teeth kind of look like CGI-ish. And then he roared, and it was like, okay, whatever. Like,
right.
Also, like that, I can get past. Like, that's not
I don't really care
either. It's not like anything major.
Right.
But yeah.
And the last thing I wrote, that we already mentioned, that dude came back. Apparently, wasn't in any scripts, so that was a cool reaction from all the actors. Cool. And he finally got to eat his apple.
You bite your apple.
Finally got to eat his apple.
With his
monkey
scurvy-ridden teeth. Everybody's teeth are disgusting in this, dude. Also,
except for Elizabeth's.
Why is the monkey like still dead?
I don't know.
Did he like steal a piece of gold or something?
Probably.
Or maybe they never cut the monkey's hand and gave his blood back. Because I'm guessing the monkey grabbed gold before, and because he was part. But, like, you know, the dead needs to be repaid with the blood.
Right. Could be.
So they might have not cut the monkey's blood.
Could be. Don't know.
That would be cool, though, to have an undead monkey. So it doesn't. I mean, like, not cool for the monkey.
Because, look, like, an undead monkey. Boom.
Yeah. That seems really funny.
Just lets him out. Like, no! Yeah. It took so long to catch him.
That's great.
Yeah, it's pretty
good.
This
movie is...
It's not as good as the first, that's for sure. But it is quite excellent. I enjoyed it.
You know what? This movie leads to a better movie. So... I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I enjoy
fantastic.
Yeah, I enjoy certain scenes of this movie, like pockets, like when they're on the first island, the cannibal island. I like that whole thing, and I like the chase island. Like that's fun too. Some in between for me is just kind of meh.
Yeah.
But
this movie is like a bit of like. I mean, this movie is really, honestly, to me, just like a setup for the next one.
Yeah.
Like. I don't think it's worth like a 53. Like
Rotten Tomatoes. That's crazy to me, dude.
Yeah, but
I think IMDb is a lot closer. 7.3 on IMDb. I think that's a lot closer to what I'd be saying.
I mean, I was literally about to say I'd rate this movie like a 7.5.
Yeah, I'd say like a 7.6, 7.8, somewhere in there. So I think we're pretty close.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoy it. It's fun, and I'm excited for the next movie because that one's quite the epic.
Yeah.
The epic conclusion to this trilogy. So yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Do you have anything to add, my sir?
No. Honestly, we went through this pretty quickly, but like a lot of it's just like meh, as you said.
I don't even know how long we've been going. About an hour. That's fine. Oh. All right, we can wrap things up because I have to go feed the walrus. So,
nice.
Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We are going through Pirates of the Caribbean, hanging out on the 7 seas, and we're enjoying it very much. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that subscribe button down below. Let us know what you thought of this movie. If you also agree with Rotten Tomatoes 53 score, or if you are a little bit higher, a little bit lower, whatever. If you just let us know in those comments below. Hit that like button, of course. And like I said, hit that subscribe button for new videos and podcasts coming to you every single Wednesday. Yeah, I think that is all I have. Without further ado, my name's Thomas. That is Isaac right there. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys next time. We are Brothers on Air. Peace.
See ya. I got poop as well, man.